You've heard of Smile Dog, right? That creepy photo of a husky grinning in an unnaturally twisted, demonic way? Yeah, that one. A few months ago, I was browsing the internet, looking at horror memes and urban legends. I came across a video that caught my interest. It covered strange phenomena like spontaneous human combustion and sleep paralysis, with a few jump scares thrown in to keep viewers on edge. The final story in the video was about Smile Dog. It simply showed the image and explained the legend. Just seeing the picture could cause intense hallucinations, nightmares, or even drive people to insanity or death. That idea stuck with me. I thought it was both terrifying and oddly fascinating. I spent some time researching it afterward and found myself more intrigued than scared. The next day at school, I started talking about it with my friends. To my surprise, they were already familiar with the story. It even became a running joke among us. During one history class, when our teacher suddenly dropped to the floor to pick something up, my friend leaned over and whispered, "I guess he saw Smile Dog." Stuff like that made us laugh more than it should have. Eventually, we moved on to other stories. Red Mist, Squidward's suicide, Candle Cove, and Smile Dog faded from our conversations. There was a boy at school named Michael. He was strange and kept to himself. He never really spoke to anyone, and no one ever knew where he went during lunch. He often left class early due to health issues and once told me he suffered from epilepsy and schizophrenia. Still, he never showed any signs, and when he talked about it, he'd just laugh and brush it off. One day, out of nowhere, Michael approached me and asked, "Smile Doggy's it real?" I shrugged and said, "Oh, that thing? Yeah, it's obviously fake." "Can I see it?" he asked. I didn't say anything more, just muttered, "Look it up." "Okay." I was busy with homework and easily irritated when distracted. He left without another word and didn't look back. The next day, he wasn't at school. He was supposed to be in several of our classes, but his seat was empty. No one, teachers included, had any idea where he was. After our first lesson, I was called into the headmaster's office. I wasn't sure why. He looked serious as he motioned for me to sit down. Then he said, "Your friend Michael has been admitted to a mental institution. He claims to have seen something frightening, something he keeps having visions of. Do you have any idea what it might be?" Immediately, I thought of Smile Dog. Yes, sir," I replied. He turned to his computer, opened the browser, and I typed "Smile Dog" into Google Images. I showed him the original, unedited version of the image. He stared at it and muttered, "Oh my!" He then told me that Michael had asked to see me, and he arranged transportation to the mental institution right away. When we arrived, the building was massive and intimidating. Inside, a doctor met us and said, "Michael only wants to see his friend. I'm afraid the headmaster will have to stay here." The headmaster looked confused, but I nodded. "That's fine. I'll go alone." I followed the doctor down a long, silent corridor. The white walls and flickering lights made the whole place feel colder than it already was. Eventually, we stopped in front of room 204. The door had no window, just a thin viewing slot. Inside, the room was small, padded from wall to floor, dimly lit and eerily quiet. I stepped in and nearly vomited. Michael was lying face down in the center of the room. His hands were clenched tightly around his own neck. He was dead. Next to his body was a crumpled, handwritten note. It was addressed to me. "Josh, I saw that Smile Dog thing you showed me. It's real. It's everywhere. It won't stop. It appears during your brightest moments, always there, always marching but never moving. It doesn't leave. Why did they put me in this room? Why am I trapped in this place? I tried to escape. I screamed, kicked, begged, but no one believed me. This was the only way out. What if it's still there after death? What if it comes when you're weak, asleep, dying? It'll drag you to hell from wherever it came. This is the truth, Josh. Do not ever speak of Smile Dog again." I slipped the note into my pocket, hands still trembling, and stumbled out of the room to alert the doctors. They arrived quickly and began a closer inspection of Michael's body. That's when they made a horrifying discovery. His right hand had been covering something, a wound. a savage, brutal bite mark carved deep into the flesh of his neck. It wasn't human. The pattern, the depth, the spacing of the teeth. It matched that of a dog. More specifically, the size and shape of the bite were consistent with a Siberian Husky just like the one in the Smile Dog photo. Everyone was silent for a moment. The doctors exchanged uncomfortable looks, but said nothing. I could tell none of them wanted to admit what we were all thinking. I certainly didn't, but I knew. Since that day, I haven't stopped thinking about Michael. His words keep echoing in my head, the desperation in his note, the fear etched into every sentence. I keep going over it again and again, trying to make sense of it. I still can't believe he's really gone. He was such a quiet, kind kid. Not the type of person you'd expect to get involved with something like this. Not someone who deserved to suffer like that. I regret every moment I dismissed him. Every time I brushed him off or acted annoyed when he tried to speak to me. If I had just taken him seriously, would things be different? Why did it have to end like that? There's a part of me that believes this is all my fault. Maybe if I hadn't shown him the image, if I had just said nothing, it wouldn't have happened. But there's also another part of me that keeps whispering, none of this is real. Maybe his illness had progressed more than we realized. Maybe the Smile Dog legend is just Theta story, a myth. And yet, I didn't know schizophrenia was contagious, because now I see it too. That cursed dog, always just at the edge of my vision, in the corner of every room, every hallway, every screen I look at. It's there, smiling, watching. No matter where I go, I catch a glimpse of that horrible grin. And the longer it lingers, the more it starts to crawl under my skin. It's starting to get on my nerves. Wait a minute. What was that? I think I just saw something move outside my door. No, that's ridiculous. I'm just being paranoid. I haven't even. Hold on. Do you hear that? Panting, scratching in my door. I need to check. Just give me a second. I'll be right back.